If you have a Gemini, sun, moon, or rising, this reading is for you. My name is Astrid. I'm a psychic oracle and mentor. Welcome to the Sacred Gray. We're going to jump right in. This reading is for the month of March, which is also eclipse season and Venus retrograde. There's a lot of stuff going on. Out the gate, though, your set of cards that I have out, they're very promising. I see you finding a way to creatively express yourself that is like, it's freeing, and it allows kind of bigger issues to become a lot smaller. Okay, I've got Paint Can. This is from the Green Glyphs Oracle. Paint Can, Demons, Hummingbird, and Drain. And then at the bottom of the deck, I have Goat. So I feel like that probably means nothing to you, but I will tell you what it means to me. I feel like you are really finding a way. Like, I'm hearing it's been a long road. I'm hearing it's been a long, tough, arduous road. And okay, so Spirit is showing me you getting acquainted with parts of yourself. Like, I'm seeing you kind of like brushing elbows with parts of yourself that you have otherwise avoided, if that makes sense. And in March and during eclipse season, you're going to find a way to, I'm hearing, lighten the load of your own like shadow, of your own like spiritual work, right? That's good. These are based on the cards that we have out thus far. These are going to be smaller changes. Like, it's like to be honest, it kind of feels like you're integrating your shadow through some kind of creative practice, possibly. Let's get a little bit more. In that creative process, I do feel that this is intentional. I do feel that, oh yeah, heal. And then what's under heal? Choice. Ooh. So in that creative process, I feel that it is, like I said, it's smaller changes in your day to day, the way that it integrates, but you're reacquainting yourself with, factions, portions of yourself that you've previously kind of asked to be silent. You've denied. I'm hearing denied access. Birth in reverse. As I'm talking about that, I'm going to take it, because it goes both ways. Like, you are experiencing a birth, but again, just to what I was just saying as it was falling out. I think that you have had the opportunity, and that speaks to the choice card as well. I think that you've had the opportunity to do this work in the past, and you can see, and I'm feeling that release energy. You can see how you've maybe bypassed opportunities in the past because it just, you weren't ready for it, or you didn't feel empowered. Now you're ready. I've got nurture here. There's something that you are working on. This is a creative practice of kinds, right? Obviously, as I've said multiple times. Nurture, joy, that does, an abundance. Wow. This creative practice it feeds a part of you. It feeds you in a way that nothing else does. I'm hearing there's nothing else like it. It's almost like, if I were to bring in an analogy, it would be like your favorite, I'm pretty much sober, but it's like your favorite drink, I used to love to drink and, my favorite drink ever was like gin, anything with gin. And it was just that thing that was like, there's just nothing like gin. I just love gin. What can I say? Or like I used to smoke cigarettes, and then I switched to vaping, and then I stopped vaping, and Now I'll do like a Zen every now and then, but like I had a specific brand that I loved, right? Like there's nothing else like it. And maybe with those examples that are coming to mind for me, maybe it is kind of acting as a replacement to a coping mechanism that wasn't so productive, right? Or wasn't so nurturing or nourishing or welcoming for abundance, right? That's incredible. That's beautiful. That's alchemy. That's what Spirit is saying, is that's alchemy. Okay. So let's get some cards for, like some theme cards, timeline cards. Oop. Right away. 10 of Cups. Card of Happy Endings. We'll set that one right to the side. I know you guys can't see the cards in front of me. Okay, listen. If you want to become a financial contributor to my mission here, I have links in the description box. I need to get another camera. I just need the body. I have another lens, like a stock lens, so that I can give you like an overhead view of the cards. I'll show you kind of like as we go through the reading, but I can't like get it to focus because this damn lens, every time I try to get something to focus, it just screws everything up, and then I have to edit it all in post, and it's just frustrating. So I don't really focus on that too much anymore, but I know you guys can't see the cards. I'm working on it. Okay. Let's get some timeline cards for Gemini. Theme and timeline cards for the month of March, eclipse season, Venus retrograde. Whoa. We got 2 there, and they came out with some energy, some force. The Hierophant and the Page of Cups. You're learning something new. This is I'm gonna get a little bit more, but this is potentially a spiritual venture. Justice. Woo. Okay. Let's get more. 10 of Swords. All right. And the Magician. Oof. We've got the Hermit at the bottom of the deck. I'm gonna set this 10 of Cups to the side over here. So it came out as kind of a theme card all on its own. Okay, so there is a word of caution here about creating your own turmoil. Yes. Creating your own problems, materializing your own issues, right? There is a word of caution about kind of stirring the pot when it needn't be stirred, right? It's almost like you find something new. These are a lot of major arcana cards also. Like we've got 3 major arcana cards and I've only got 5 cards in front of me. Well, 6 if you count the 10 of Cups, and that means there are two tens. And then we've got the Hermit at the bottom of the deck. So really 4 major arcana cards and 2 tens is impressive. This is big energy. Yeah, I mean, I can't help but just kind of see an opportunity here for you, Gemini, to really create a problem that didn't need to be there. Like that's kind of that's part of this, but it is potentially, you feel a desire for a leveling of a playing field. It feels very important to you. Like it feels very integral to you. The need to create, the need to like finish something, the need to call an end to something potentially. I almost want to get more clarity on the 10 of Swords. Let's get like, whoa, okay. Well, I was going to only get 1, but 2 popped out. We'll take them. Okay. So the sun in reverse and the Ace of Wands as clarity for the 10 of Swords, with the Lovers at the bottom of the deck. I feel like you, might experience something that it could be deceptive in nature, but it acts, I mean, I'm hearing like nail in the coffin. Okay. I'm hearing, and it could be communication. It could be like action or potentially inaction, you don't hear from someone or you don't see something from someone. The way that you move forward with that, though, with the Ace of Wands and the Magician, right? With the Ace of Wands coming out as clarification, Sun in reverse, Lovers at the bottom of the deck, you are able to grab inspiration from this potential issue, right? There's a lot of positive cards here, despite the Sun appearing in its reversal. So you are hell-bent on making it right for yourself and not really anyone else. It's kind of like keeping your peace, maintaining your peace, keeping that cup full, right? So let's get a few cards for what blessings are in store for you this eclipse season, the month of March. What kind of blessings can Gemini expect this next month coming up? Okay, so I've got the Hanged Man in reverse, which is, a new take, I'm hearing a fresh take on things, fresh eyes, new eyes, a new perspective. King of Wands in reverse. Okay. Three of Wands in reverse. Temperance in reverse with the Queen of Pentacles at the bottom. That's a lot of reversals for a blessing, for a blessing spread. My. Come on. Let me get one more. Spirit is saying two more. We're going to get two more. Okay. Okay. So I have the Three of Pentacles in reverse and then the Eight of Cups. Well, I mean, it could be that, the blessing is your conviction in your action. The Eight of Cups is I've heard it described in a few different settings as an eclipse card because of the Sun and Moon conjunction that you see there. And he, those cups are all standing, they're all balanced, they're fine, and he's decisively turned away from them. So I think that the blessing here is your understanding that things just are not right. Like, that's 5 cards in reversal and you're walking away. I'm hearing like House of Cards. You took decisive action this month of March and you said, meh, let us not. Let's not. Like, I'm hearing like, let's fucking not. Like, that's what this is. Because it feels inauthentic to you, or you are done with the lack of stability. This is because of your kind of passion and purpose. Among other things, Spirit is saying like there's plenty of reason here outside of your creative practice. But this creative practice has really sparked, this Page of Cups energy I love for you, which is like this childlike wonder and joy, this intuition that is really like very exclusive to a very young mind and heart. Someone who hasn't been like, steamrolled by life yet has this kind of optimism and joy and faith and loving output, that you are so in tune with right now. And you're like, fuck that. I'm going to fight for this part of me right now, so that's dedication. And it's not, for you, it's bigger than just like, oh, I like to write or I like to paint. I've picked up a painting class, or like I've done these things. No, this is like you feel there's something anchoring that creative practice, that creative force is what Spirit is giving me, and drive. There's something anchoring that is so far outside of the vessel that you choose to express that creativity. Does that make sense? Some of you guys are singers. Like there's a really, really strong sense of purpose there, sense of conviction. Okay. We're going to pull a hexagram for you. Hexagram number 6. Okay. Hexagram 6. Conflict. Above heaven, below water. Heaven rises, water falls. Conflict at the beginning. The natural movement of heaven is upward. Water moves naturally down. When two forces pull in opposite directions, conflict is inevitable. Someone or something may not be immediately obvious, pulling pulling against you. If you are sure you are in the right, proceed cautiously. If you are in doubt, do not proceed at all. So, yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. I really, Spirit is saying not everything is as it seems, and you know it. This is a structural issue, and it's not asking, this is the I Ching here. This hexagram is asking you to pull your integrity into question. Like, at the very end there, it says, like, if you are convicted, separating your ego, right? If you are absolutely certain outside of your ego, that you're in the right, if there's purity of heart, if there's purity of intention, and be really honest with yourself, right? Because we got the Page of Cups and the Hierophant, but we also have Justice, okay, and the Ten of Swords and the Magician. So there's opportunity because there's a wound here, and then Justice being there. I'm always careful when Justice comes out in certain contexts. In this context, I'm a little bit careful of it, especially with that particular hexagram, because it's like, I want you to sit down and take some time in silence to see where you're operating from. What is your why? Why am I making certain decisions? Why am I focusing on certain things? Is there something else that I could focus on that I'm choosing not to? Is there another perspective here that I could choose and I'm just not? Like, am I, it's never just one perspective. There's never just one take. I've been saying this, pretty much constantly lately. You have a lot more choices than you realize. Spirit is really emphasizing this these days, that, like, it is a choice. What you choose to focus on, what you highlight, what you take from a person or a situation or a communication, it is a choice to look upon that bit of information or whatever it is, through whichever glasses you choose to wear, right? You can look at someone and say, okay, so let's say, you're looking at someone in their creative practice, right? And there's a part of you that feels threatened by it because you're polishing your own silver, you're polishing your own creative practice. And you look at them and you find yourself, like, criticizing, right? That would be a perspective chosen from the ego, because there's a touch of threat there, right? Perhaps jealousy. Be honest with yourself. And then if that's the case, the I Ching here is asking you to not proceed at all with whatever, take it as it resonates, apply it where it applies. But, in acknowledging that that's the perspective that you're taking on this person and whatever's going on with them, then you have the chance to change that. You put on a different pair of glasses. You say, man, I don't want to, my first reaction is to criticize and kind of be less than supportive, right? So I'm acknowledging that I'm behaving this way or I'm responding this way, and I'm going to shift that to celebrating them, even if I don't think that their work is that great, even if I think that their art is shit. Even if I think that I'm better, I'm still going to celebrate them because it's good that they're doing it in the first place, right? They're trying. That's amazing. They'll probably never get anywhere, but they're working on it. And that is a choice, right? Sometimes we have to really, really search for the blessings or the optimism or the goodness in a situation, but it's always there. And it is your choice whether or not you are taking the time and the energy and the effort to find it. And that is where change is. That is where you find parts of your character. You get to know yourself a little bit better. And you can start kind of exploring your inner world and your inner mechanisms that way. Now, I'm not saying that any of you guys are like, just take it as it resonates, right? Like, I'm not saying like, hey, you're a Debbie Downer or like whatever. Like, I'm not saying that this is a problem for you, but I'm saying that I actively work on this myself. You know, like these are things, right? Like I'm trying to validate this in you, right? These are things that we got to do, right? Or I'm not actively working on it now, but there was a season, where I really had to clue into this particular thing. And I think that if we don't all do that at some point, then we're all just going to be assholes, because it's really, really easy to be an asshole, right? It just is. It is so easy to be an asshole. So like, why are we being lazy, right? Why are we doing what's easy, right? If that's the case for you. So kind of tuning into the situations you find yourself in March, and seeing like, am I operating from a place of like hurt or wanting revenge or wanting to kind of like get my lick back for something? Like, what's going on here? Because the 10 of Swords, like that's a little bit of betrayal, energy, you know, am I operating from that place, or am I purposefully, you know, again, I'm looking at this 10 of Cups here, and then I'm seeing, you know, heal and choice and, you know, all these other things here, abundance, right? Am I decisively operating from a place of like abundance and growth as opposed to a place of lack, right? Okay. We're going to get a couple cards for what you don't see coming. So a challenge in March that you don't see coming. 6 of Wands. So I have 6 of Wands, the moon in its transverse, so it's on its side. Page of Swords, the 4 of Wands in reverse, and then I have the Queen of Swords on the bottom. I'm actually going to pull just a couple more here. The Lovers, King of Pentacles in reverse, and the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. Man, you might be dealing with some kind of jealousy demons this month. I'm not going to lie to you. I feel like you're looking out on someone. This 6 of Wands, I think, is someone else. I do. I think that you are really after something for yourself. And what happens is, I think, a kind of comparison spirit comes in, and this might be someone that you're close with the Lovers here, but with the Wheel of Fortune at the bottom, you know, and the Queen of Swords here, the Page of Swords, your challenge really is to, you know, again, make the choice in your communication, make the choice to move from a healed place and to not kind of inflict or thrust jealousy or disdain or anything that's less than encouraging on the people around you. But also, you know, you do with the Wheel of Fortune anchoring that pull, you know, you like, that's really cool. You can, even if you make a mistake in your communication, even if you fumble and maybe you say something mean in private or like in person, you know, maybe we all make mistakes, right? We're only human. So even if you screw up in one way or another, you say something you regret, or something, you know, a conversation goes south, or you crash out, you have sour feelings about something. When you take the time to reflect and acknowledge that you're experiencing a level of personal evolution, or revolution. So Spirit, that actually came through really, really strong. So lately Spirit has been kind of giving me earthquake energy. And so I can feel there's a shift under me. And every time it happens, there's something that I'm really meant to pay attention to in that moment. And it just happened. So what it's talking about, that earthquake energy, is always talking about personal revolution. So you have a change here. And so the wheel revolves. That's revolution, right? You have a choice here. What part of you are you nurturing, right? Are you nurturing the part of you that was not told often enough when you were young that you were special and worthy? Or are you nurturing the part of yourself that lies to keep you safe, right? That tells you that another person's win or success is actually taking from your win or success, right? That another person's joy is taking from your joy. That other people can't enjoy themselves because you're not enjoying yourself, right? And like, you know, again, I've been there. Like, the only reason I can speak on anything that comes up is because I can see it in the world around me, because I can see it in myself, right? That's just how that goes, right? So what I'm seeing here, you know, some of this messaging that's coming out for you, Gemini, it is a little bit shooting between the eyes. And like, I hope that you watch the channel trailer, because that's what I do here. Welcome to the Sacred Gray. Yeah, I don't want to waste your time. I'm getting right to the point. Okay. I'm going to call out the shadows so that we can address them, so that we can move on and be happy people and, you know, productive members of society in our community. Right. So I'm sorry that a lot of this might feel like a call out, but it's loving, right? I can only see it because I've experienced it for myself and worked on it for myself, right? Otherwise I wouldn't speak on it, because I would have no fucking place to speak on it, right? Right? So like, I'm offering you kind of some assurance there that like, yeah, this is normal. This is normal to struggle with. This is a commonly held experience, okay? So I don't want you to stress out about like, oh, I'm a terrible person, or like, oh, whatever. Like, if that's kind of something that you grapple with, is like your value or your worth, when you find your shadows are at play, don't do that. Don't do that. Anybody can be a piece of shit, and most of us are at some point or another, right? Catch me like at different points of the day, you know, it really depends, right? But the choice and what makes it all right, you know, is when those things happen and you catch yourself like, damn, I'm being terrible right now. You know, I'm just really just not being, this just ain't it. You know, this just really ain't it, Astrid. Come on, get yourself together. Like, you're just really acting stunted, or like whatever I say to myself in those moments, because it can get ugly. And you catch yourself, you know, fortunately, I can say that it hasn't been ugly in a minute for me. But I'm really deep in the work right now. That's the season that I'm in. I'm in it. And I'm happy with my progress. So like, you know, you catch yourself and you're like, okay, we're going to talk about this, right? I don't know, if this will be helpful, but Spirit's kind of bringing it up right now that like, you're not in trouble. When you address your shadows, you're not in trouble. You know, addressing our shadows or having conversations with ourselves about what we want to improve is just kind of what we do as adults, trying to be better. Like normalize that for yourself, right? If you're noticing things that you're not entirely happy with, or you're noticing that you're feeling things that you're not happy with, it doesn't feel good to feel certain things. That doesn't mean that you're in trouble, and don't place value on that. Normalize that experience. Okay. I split the deck and I got the Tower. Under the Tower, we have the Two of Cups, the Knight of Cups, and the Eight of Pentacles. I think that they're, you know, your closer relationships are kind of undergoing they're being put into review here. You're definitely going through a moment of, is this what I really want? And am I happy with the reflection that I see of myself from this other person? Okay, we have magic and courage. It's kind of like, are you courageous enough to alchemize this part of yourself and like embrace, again, like embrace that part of you that you've formerly pushed aside, right? The shadows. Because there is so much room for healing in this reading, Gemini, And so you really want to grab it and say, like, I can work with you, I can love you, and we can do this together, right? That shadowy part of you that maybe does operate from a wounded place, or maybe does something that you're not the most proud of, and you let it have its moment, and then maybe you regret it later. Like that's totally okay. Like those are normal human experiences, right? So again, normalize it for yourself, and then have the courage to say, we're going to do something with this, right? And I think that too, like courage and magic is like, you exercising this alchemy of like, we're going to do something with this. We're going to paint what I'm feeling right now, or we're going to write a vignette, we're going to make a story out of this. Yeah. Let's get a little bit more, just a final message for you. Trust. I'm hearing that's a wound. Whoa. Okay. There's something very purifying here. So trust coming out, Spirit said, boom, like I heard like a big bang with that. Like there is an issue of trust, and it's bringing me back to the Ten of Swords, right alongside the Magician. Betrayal is something. Yeah. So splitting the deck, I get mind. How are we proving the story of betrayal? Okay. So trust is hard for you. Are there things that maybe you are bringing manifest that prove to you that you cannot trust people? What story are you telling yourself about certain people, places, things, situations, that offer evidence to the story that people betray you, or that people are no good, or that certain relationships aren't safe, right? Like this month has the opportunity for you to ground into the understanding that you can, I was going to say you can transform, surrender and expand, but it like that has to happen only through trust, right? Trusting that like it's happening for you, not to you, kind of a thing, and then carrying forth with that trust right in your heart center, trusting people, even if your body or mind or heart is telling you otherwise, choosing to assume that they have the best intentions. And if they don't, that God will show you. Just asking that what is not meant for you be removed, etc. Gemini, this is going to be a big month for you. And I encourage you to really capitalize on the challenges that you might find coming your way, through your creative expression, but also just through your faith, through your exercise of faith. I think that there will be many opportunities in March for you to really exercise your faith. And so no matter what comes up, right? No matter what like demons rear their heads, or, conversations take place that you're not happy with, or, whatever transpires in March, my encouragement for you is to write about it, talk about it, sing about it, yap about it, paint about it, draw about it, sketch about it, sculpt about it, whatever you need to do. Get it out of your body through your hands, your voice, through your lower chakras. Okay. Like that is being activated at this time. That is being activated in March. You're bringing a lot of healing to your lower chakras, which, I'm seeing the abundance card here. That is to your money as well, right? Your relationship to money. I'm hearing like the word slipping out of my hands, right? Spirit's saying that money is slipping out of your hands potentially. Maybe it feels that way. And so there's this element of like, when you heal the lower chakras, you heal your relationship with money, right? Another thing about money is like when you like your relationship with money, or your, what you see of your relationship with money is essentially the same thing as your relationship with your parents. Think about that one. Think about that one for a second. And this month, I do very seriously feel that you have an opportunity to heal some of these bigger kind of blocks or issues or stumbling blocks that like have just kind of tugged at your life force for a long time, you know, and healing that through the creative arts, however that works for you. That's an incredible season to be in, and I'm really proud of you. If you ever need anything, please email me. If I don't respond, please don't take it personally. I read all of my emails, and I love you guys so much. Okay. I'm always here. Please like, subscribe, comment. And I can't wait to see what happens during this eclipse season and how we all grow and expand. Okay. So take care of yourself, Gemini. I will see you on the flip flop.